And what I want to focus on as a kind of closing piece is the recognition of where we're at, and here I want to give a little example here, a metaphor. If we're in a house and the roof has blown off, we can be concerned with the food and the cooking and what's on the shelf, etc., but we've got to fix the roof before we do anything, right? Someone said that, the one with the hikmah is the one that when there's fire, they bring water to put the fire out first, etc. If the patient's bleeding, stop the bleeding before you do anything else, and then deal with the next pieces. So what I'm saying is, and the reason I bring this up is that we have to, and this is one of the basic principles of the hikmah, is understanding what is our nature, because one of the principles is we cannot know what health and wholeness is unless we know what the nature of the human being is. The Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was our model. And we have that as a gift to see, okay, this is what it was. So this is the picture, and then we learn from that. Now what's way out of balance? What's most out of balance? How close are we to that, and how far away are we from it? If we're seriously way out of balance, and that's what I'm suggesting, and that's one of the things I've been trying to underline in these last 2 days, is underlining a way in which we recognize just how deeply out of balance we are, but recognize it in a way that we've kind of overlooked. Like I said, the time we spent reflecting on our postures, on that alone, and how our lifestyle has created our inability to be present, breathing, and present in our bodies, to recognize how our lifestyle and the comforts, so-called comforts, that have absented us from connecting to our physical bodies and to the earth, how much that has debilitated us and how much of an obstacle that is to us just simply being as we were designed, and recognizing and connecting to how we were designed, recognition of how we were designed by Allah, so that we can be like the Prophet ﷺ, and that he was pure in that sense. So we have to realize, this idea of flicking on a light switch and having lights and flicking it off when you don't have lights, we don't grasp what that has done to us. To have a refrigerator that cools things, and it seems to be like this great gift. Like I said before, it's a gift that keeps food from spoiling, but it also has taken away from us those very foods that in their spoiling have given us nourishment and benefit. Yogurt and pickles and, the fermented foods, and do you know what I'm saying? It's taken away from us the abundance, the overabundance, to the point of it being, that enables us to throw away parts of an animal that we kill and not use them in cooking and not reuse them by boiling the bones, etc., and getting the nutrition out of it. All of these things, all of the things that appear to benefit us, we have to take a second look at and see, have they benefited us or not? I remember a day in Southern California where I was reflecting on all of this, and I remember I had to leave Southern California and go to Northern California, and there's that section in Northern, just as you're leaving Los Angeles, they call it, it's that very steep incline. What is it called? The what? The Grapevine, right. You know that place? It's like lanes and lanes and lanes and lanes of asphalt, right? And it's, a part of it just goes straight up. And I remember being there and my particular car, I had to really try to keep up with everybody, and I looked around me and I thought, subhanAllah, what are we doing here? And I saw everybody else is like this. And I suddenly had this insight of the insanity of it. Has anyone else had this sort of insight that it's totally crazy what we're doing? I hope you have. And that doesn't mean I don't appreciate a good car and can ride in it and all, and make it. Actually, I don't make an effort to get a good car. But I'm changing. I'm going to make an effort to get a nice car that's comfortable instead of a New Mexican truck. But I consider it important kind of grasp of reality to see how crazy it is to do that. I consider it an important piece of reality to see how crazy it is to get in your car and commute every day. And people say, well, yeah, I have to commute every day. It's only 45 minutes each way. You know, it's not a little thing. The things that I referred to about how we live disconnected, these are not little things. I really want you to inshallah, if anything else, I want you to really think about these things. And to recognize that I'm not saying, okay, it's all wrong and move out to the country. Yeah, if you can do that, great. But understand it. Understand it, and understand it, how we're debilitated and how our nervous system really needs connection with the earth. Walk barefoot. I tell people to do that all the time. When you can. Pray on the ground when you can pray on the ground. Go out in the morning and listen to the birds, even in the city. This morning we walked out and we heard the birds before the sounds of the traffic drowned them out and they went somewhere else. And they were beautiful. You know, in other words, find the strategies to recognize what fulfills you and what benefits you, what nourishes you, and make use of them.